this is a very hard thing to do. Trying to rank a top 10 is insane. But I'm gonna try and do it. It's a very hard choice. I've ridden many different and good, cool roller coasters in my entire lifespan. And I'm going to try and pick out the top 10 and rank them from my worst to best. Number 10, Ravine Flyer 2 at Waldameer. This coaster is kind of crazy. I have only ridden, this is the only gravity group I've ever ridden, and I would say I started with a pretty good one. You get a nice pop of floater on the first drop, and then you get a flow-jector moment in the two tunnels passing over the bridge. Like, what coaster goes over a bridge? I don't really like the word flow-jector, but I think it's a perfect use of this. And then there's a twist that you go into, and then you go into an insane ejector hill. That you're about to see this in the off-ride right here. In the front, it doesn't really do much, but in the back, it sends you throwing over that hill. And I'm gonna say it right here. This is a pretty solid Woody. Number 9, Diamondback at Kings Island. This coaster is not that great in the front. I would say it's a lower tier B&M Hyper in the front. But when you ride it in the back, it absolutely tears through its layout. The first drop gives probably some of the most insane ejector airtime I have ever ridden. And then every single airtime hill on this coaster hits. Although you might ask, why isn't this higher? For 3 reasons. It's not, a B&M Hyper doesn't have the same possibilities as what you would say a RMC hybrid would have. But this exceeds in hyper, but it's not a hyper RMC hybrid. It's not one of those. But this ride, it's still like top notch. It's still top notch, and it does have a tad bit of a rattle. The brakes, the mid-course does hit a little hard, but that's all fine. That's all fine. I have a lot of good memories on this ride when I went to Kings Island with my friend and when I went to Kings Island with my family. This ride, it's really good. It's good. And I would say the first drop is the best part on it. I'm going to tell you right now. You heard it here. You heard it here. I'm giving the first drop a good golly gee goodness. That is the best thing you can hear from me. A golly gee goodness is basically the best of the best. Like, it's a golly gee goodness. You can't get much better than a golly gee goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm yapping, bro. I need to move on to the next coaster. Number 8, Maverick. Where do I even begin? This ride is bonkers. It's bonkers. A launch lift hill that I cannot even think of any others except the Incredible Hulk clones, like Decepticoaster and the one at Island, which is Incredible Hulk. But it's insane. And then you get to a 95-degree first drop. Wow, after, like, it's just insane. And then the second launch. Don't even get me started on the second launch. It feels like Dragster, like a little less than Dragster, but it has the same feeling of Dragster. And then the airtime hills, bro. The airtime hills send you flying, and they tingle your stomach because of how good they are. Because of how good they are. I wouldn't say it's as good as Diamondback's first drop, though. That has a golly gee goodness. I wouldn't say the launch is a golly gee goodness, but it's overall, this ride stacks up above Diamondback because all the elements, every single element is pretty close to a golly gee goodness. This coaster and all, it's really special to me. It holds a special place in my heart. This was my first ever big coaster that got me into coasters. I guess Millennium Force was my biggest coaster, that was my first coaster, but Maverick really got me into coasters, so it does hold a special place in my heart. Number 7, Mystic Timbers. You know how I was saying about Maverick, how it holds a special place in my heart, this ride probably holds more of a special place in my heart. It's twisty like Maverick. It's themed like Maverick, even though there's shed. You know, the shed is fine. Stop being mean about the shed. The shed is fine. I like the shed for what it is. But, oh my gosh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Let me go back. Let me just tell you by heart what this coaster means to me. This coaster is wooden, which is cool. I rode this coaster non-stop for a good hour with my friend when we went to Kings Island. We rode it non-stop again and again and again. And we did not decide to stop. We rode Beast, this, Diamondback. And we went in that order, and then maybe sometimes we would go to Orion. That is my favorite in the park, but you'll see that later in the list. But this coaster's awesome. I don't know what to say. Anymore. The footage is too long. It's making me talk for more than I want to talk. This footage is way too long. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna try and find stuff in my heart to say about this ride. The lift hill? No one talks about this lift hill. It's themed. The lift hill is themed. Who themes a lift hill? Well, that's the end of the footage, so bye-bye. Number 6, Orion. What can I say? Kings Island coaster after Kings Island coaster after Kings Island coaster. This park is stacked. What can I say? I love this park so much. I love it so much. So, let's get started on Orion. This coaster is underrated. Let me tell you this right now. The front has the same feeling of speed that Millennium Force does. It just puts wind against you the entire ride. It is crazy. Then you go up the chain lift, which is it's a classic chain lift. It builds up adrenaline. It's 300 feet tall. Like, that is a good chain lift in my opinion. It has a nice view from the top. And then the first drop is better than Fury's, because Fury's drop, before it goes what's the word I'm looking for here? Before it goes down the drop, it slows down. Fury slows down before the drop. Orion does none of that. It does none of that, which is cool. And then the wave turn, it doesn't really do much. The turnaround doesn't really do much. But the 2 airtime hills are crazy. They send me like ejecting. It is the best flowjector moment on any coaster. And that helix is so intense. And the airtime hills going into the brake run, oh my gosh. Number 5, Fury 325. This coaster is great. First drop is great. Then you go into that one twisty overbank. Going that fast is crazy. And then you go into like the little side bends over the pathway. That's crazy. That you really feel the speed on those side bends. I rode this coaster back in 2022 when we went to Carowinds. It was my first park other than my home park, Cedar Point. And then I can't even imagine that airtime hill that sends you like a sideways airtime hill. It's giving you laterals, it's giving you airtime, and it's giving you positives all at the same time. Your base, you feel like an angel. You feel like you're floating in the sky. You feel like you're in the clouds on that airtime hill. You know, I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Golly G moment. You heard it here. That is a golly. Number 4, Steel Vengeance. I know it's a little low, but this ride still is great. It's still awesome. The chain lift, I have so much memories on that chain lift. The first drop, beautiful. A beautiful first drop. And that top hat overbank, like, that makes no sense. And then there's the normal overbank, which those top hats and the overbank, guess what? The top hat overbank and the regular overbank, guess what they are? They are a golly gee goodness moment. Like, oh my gosh, they are so good. Then you do a double up into this little twisted barrel roll, which is the best moment, and like I would say this is Golly G moment, honestly. That twisted barrel roll is a Golly G moment. Because that ride, what that ride does is it's truly a 0G roll. And then you go into a stall, which is kind of a stall, kind of not. And then second half, I'm gonna say it's kind of just like I like it's kind of repetitive. That's the thing with it. It's repetitive, and if your restraint is on you wrong, it can hurt. It's still a beautiful second half. I would say just if it was just the second half, I would say it probably still would be in my top 20. So not terrible, but this ride is special, bro. This ride it's not special ed. Don't take it like that. But this ride is like, it has so much double ups, double down. Oh my gosh, this ride. First launch, it can be better. The first launch is good at the start of it. It gives you a tingling feeling, and then it kind of is like a monorail later because it doesn't excel that fast. Good 0G, good negative G's on that top hat. Like you're getting like forced out. It's kind of crazy. Backwards launch, oh my gosh, perfection. Golly G goodness. You heard it here. And the spike, the view from the spike, the 0Gs you get, the airtime you get, and the positives you get from the pull-out. Oh my gosh, Golly G element, Golly G moment. And then the forwards, the 120 forwards, crazy. Absolutely insane. Top hat whips you to the side on one of them, and then you get the 6 seconds of ejector airtime on your way down while you're getting forced to the side from that twist on the way down. Then you hit the brakes. It's such a good ride. And I would almost say this ride is just, oh my gosh. I waited kind of a while for it, but I got a preview ride, and Zamperla, you knocked it out of the park, but Zamperla, you gotta work on reliability next time. We don't talk about what happened to but it's still close. I want to ride it again. Number 2, El Toro. Where do I even begin? This ride has so many Golly G moments on it. Wait, I don't even. The first drop, top notch first drop. The 2 camelbacks are just crazy. The airtime is so good that your blood gets airtime. All the blood like rushes to your head, and it feels like you're upside down. It feels like you're getting hang time while you're getting airtime. It's crazy. And the Rolling Thunder Hill, how does the restraints handle random people coming up on them so like forcefully? Whoa, pause. But anyways, this ride is just crazy in every way. It does not give you any break. From start to finish, there is no break anywhere. And I'm gonna say it right here, right now. This is the only ride that the entire ride is a Golly G goodness. No, this ride is the Golly G goodnesses of all the Golly G goodnesses. Oh my gosh. Like this ride is crazy. How long is this footage? I'm just gonna end it here. Number 1, Iron Gwazi. Oh my gosh. You may know that I've only gotten 1 ride due to wins, but 1 ride was all I needed to know that this was the best coaster I have ever ridden. The lift hill is good. The pre-drop is some of the worst on any RMCs, but it's a pre-drop. It doesn't matter. The first drop, you don't feel that 1 degrees. I'm saying this right now, but it's better than Steel Vengeance's drop. It's better than Steel Vengeance's drop. The overbank, you think it's gonna be like maybe just like close to an inverted top hat, but it's about to be an inverted top hat, and then it whips you to the side and makes it the craziest overbank ever. Golly G moment. You heard it here. And like it's better than Steel Vengeance's. Both of their overbank turns. Like, oh my gosh, that just whatever. And then the death roll. The death roll. It feels like a launch. The death roll feels like a launch. And the wave turn. The wave turn is the best element I've ever ridden on any coaster. It sends you flying. Now I have finished the list. Please don't be too harsh on me for putting Orion over Mystic Timbers. I just like the sense of speed more than twistiness, I guess. And thank you for watching my video. Please share, please leave a like, please follow or whatever the YouTube is. Subscribe to my channel. And then did I already say that? I'm not good at this, bro. I'm new at this, bro. I'm done with this video, bro. This took me so long to make. You know how long this took me to? Just subscribe, bro.